Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all, my dear students? I hope you all are fine and enjoying your studies. So, my dear students, yesterday we learned grammar chapter number 1. We had completed revision of chapter number 1 in grammar. Today we will learn English lesson 1, Flying South, reading. Like you are doing reading session in the school, same way we will do. So, before starting reading, let me show you some reading quotes that why reading is important in our life. See here. Reading is a basic tool in the living of a good life. Reading is a basic tool in the living of a good life. Means, if you know reading, you can live a good life. How? For example, if you are buying a packet of chips, if you don't know reading, how can you identify which ingredients are there? What is the expiry date of the product? What is the manufacturing date of the product? This is only one example. By reading, you can live a good life. Let me give you second example. If you are going somewhere, hoardings are there, boards are there, you are on a bus station or a railway station. The instructions are written on the board that this train will go there, this bus will go there. How can you know if you don't know reading? Right? That is why it is said that reading is a basic tool in the living of a good life. Let's move to the next. That is, reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Means, for keeping our body healthy, what we are doing? Yes, we are doing exercise. Because exercise can keep our body healthy. But if you want to keep your mind healthy, then what you have to do? Reading. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Means what exercise works for the body, how exercise works for the body, same way reading works to the mind. Exercise helps to keep your body healthy. Same way reading helps you to keep your mind healthy. That's why it is said that reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. Today, a reader, tomorrow, a leader. Today, a reader, tomorrow, a leader. Leader means a person who can lead someone, who can guide someone. So, today a reader means if you are reading something today, you can guide somebody tomorrow. If you read your lessons properly today, means in your standard, so your younger brother or a younger sister will come that standard, you can help them. Right? So, let's move to the next. A book is a gift you can open again and again. A book is a gift you can open again and again. Means, if somebody gives you a gift, you can open that one time, a gift wrapper. But a book is a gift you can open any time, again and again. You can read it any time. You can gain knowledge from the book. The book will increase your knowledge. Right? So, my dear students, that's why we are taking reading session today. Reading session of chapter number 1, which will help you to read whole chapter easily, to pronounce all the words easily which you don't know. So let's begin with our today's reading session. Chapter number 1, Flying South. Chapter number 1, Flying South. So let's start reading. Warm up. Warm up. How can you help birds from the summer heat? How can you help birds from the summer heat? Discuss in class. Discuss in class, which I already explained you when I explained this lesson. So let me tell you again so you can remember it carefully. If you see any bird who needs help in the summer season, so what you can do for them? You can build shelter for them. You can put water on the top of your house, on the roof of your house. You can put water on the terrace. You can build small nest. Like that way, you can help birds from the summer heat. So let's start our reading session. Reading. Two children spot an injured goose that was separated from his friends. Two children spot an injured goose that was separated from his friends. Then find out how the children and their mother helped the goose reunite with his friends. Find out how the children and their mother helped the goose reunite with his friends. Now let's start with scene number 1. See here, this is the scene number 1. It was freezing. It was freezing. Jim and Molly went out excitedly to see the ice on the lake. Jim and Molly went out excitedly to see the ice on the lake. At once, Jim saw something white on the ice. At once, Jim saw something white on the ice. Let's read all sentences. It was freezing. Jim and Molly went out excitedly to see the ice on the lake. At once, Jim saw something white on the ice. Now see here what Jim is saying. Molly, look! Below that rock, a wild goose. Molly, look! Below that rock, a wild goose. Now let's see what Molly is replying. Molly is saying, he's not dead, is he? He's not dead, is he? I hope he is not dead. I hope he is not dead. Now let's move to the scene number 2. What they are talking, brother and a sister, Jim and Molly, what they are talking about. Let's see. Now Jim is replying to the question of Molly. No, he is not dead. No, he is not dead. He is hurt and he is freezing out here. He is hurt and he is freezing out here. What Molly is saying? Molly is saying he needs help. He needs help. Let's take him inside. Let's take him inside. Now see here. Jim and Molly come with the goose. See. When they went inside, father looked at the goose. When they went inside, father looked at the goose. You can see here the goose is in Molly's hand and father is looking at the goose. See where my cursor moves. Father is looking at the goose which is in Molly's hand. Now let's see what father is saying. This is a snow goose. This is a snow goose. He was probably flying south for the winter with the other geese. He was probably flying south for the winter with the other geese. Goose is the singular form, geese is the plural form, like boy, boys, girl, girls. Same way, goose is the singular form, geese is the plural form. His wing is injured and he needs food. His wing is injured and he needs food. Let's see what father is saying. This is a snow goose. He was probably flying south for the winter with the other geese. His wing is injured and he needs food. Now let's see what happens in scene number 4. This is the picture of a scene number 4. Molly and Jim put water and some corn for the goose. Molly and Jim put water and some corn for the goose. After a while, the goose ate some corn. After a while, the goose ate some corn. In a few days, he was eating all that they gave him. He was eating all that they gave him. Now, mother is asking to the Jim. Let's read what she is asking. Just what do you think you will do with the goose? Just what do you think you will do with the goose? What mother is asking? Just what do you think you will do with the goose? Now Jim is replying. Let's see what he is replying to his mother. I think we will let him fly south when his wing heals. I think we will let him fly south when his wing heals. See here, the goose is in the crate and here the type is given. This is a North American type of goose. This is a North American type of goose. See here, the goose is eating. Right? Let's move to the next scene. What happens in scene number 5? So first, mother asked to Jim that what he wants to do with the goose. Now mother is asking to the Molly. So let's read what she is asking to the Molly. Mother is asking, his wing won't heal this winter. His wing won't heal this winter. After winter, he could fly with the other geese. After winter, he could fly with the other geese. I don't know what he would do after being here all winter. I don't know what he would do after being here all winter. Now let's see what Molly is replying. Molly is saying that let's keep him with us forever. Let's keep him with us forever. Now, here my dear students, you can see the difference of thinking between Jim and Molly. How Jim and Molly thinks about the goose. What Molly wants to keep the goose with them forever. And what Jim wants, that already we have seen. See here, what Jim wants. Jim is saying that let him fly south when his wing heals. What Jim is saying? Let him fly south when his wing heals. Here you can see the difference between the thinking of Jim and Molly regarding goose. As Jim wants to let him fly and Molly wants to keep the goose forever with them. So now let's see what mother is doing with them, which is given in scene number 6. So here it is. Scene number 6. Now mother is explaining to both Jim and Molly. What she is saying, let's see. We shouldn't keep birds as pets. We shouldn't keep birds as pets. How do we ensure that the goose will be safe once he is set free? Now Jim and Molly both are asking together, how do we ensure that the goose will be safe once he is set free? Means they both are trying to say that if we will set them free, if we will allow to fly free, then how can you sure that any other person will not cut him in a cage and they will not keep the goose as pets? Let's see now what happens. Scene number 7. Later in the day, Molly found a picture of an aeroplane. Later in the day, Molly found a picture of an aeroplane. Under the picture was written, "Fly south for the winter." Under the picture was written, "Fly south for the winter." You can see here, the picture is in Molly's hand. Yes, you can see it clearly. And what it is written here? Fly south for the winter. That's what our goose wants to do. That's what our goose wants to do. I see him beat his great wings. I see him beat his great wings. Now here, ensure means make sure. What is the meaning of ensure? Ensure means make sure. Now let's see what happens in next scene, that is scene number 8. See here, scene number 8. Molly ran to her mother. Molly ran to her mother. Now what Molly is asking, you can see here. She is coming with a paper in her hand. Now let's see what she is asking to her mother. Mother, would a plane take our goose south for the winter? Mother, would a plane take our goose south for the winter? Let's see what mother is replying. She is saying that, oh yes, if the goose were in a crate. If the goose were in a crate. But a crate would be very costly. but a crate would be very costly. So here crate means a wooden box for transporting the goods, and costly means expensive. Costly means expensive. So let's see what happens in scene number 9, what mother and a daughter is discussing. Can we find out how much it would cost? Can we find out how much it would cost? Now let's see here what mother is replying to the Molly. Mother is saying to the Molly, we are too far away from the airport. We are too far away from the airport. I guess you can write to an airline. I guess you can write to an airline. Jim will help you. Jim will help you. Now here what mother is suggesting to the Molly? Mother is suggesting to the Molly that you can write a letter to the airline to find out the cost of the crate. What is the price of the crate? A price of a wooden box. Now let's see what happens in scene number 10. Here it is, scene number 10. So, Jim and Molly wrote a letter. So, Jim and Molly wrote a letter. After a few days, a man came to see them. After a few days, a man came to see them. He was carrying a box in his hands. He was carrying a box in his hands. You can see here, a man came with a wooden box. Now let's see what that man is saying. I am a ranger. I am a ranger. Ranger means a keeper of a forest. Did Jim and Molly write to the airline? Did Jim and Molly write to the airline? I have a box for them. I have a box for them. Now see here, Jim and Molly both are replying together. That's us. That's us. Two meanings are given here at the end of the page. Crate. Crate means here in the lesson, a large wooden box for transporting the goods. A large wooden box for transporting the goods. Ranger. Ranger means a keeper of a forest. A person who is looking after a forest means a jungle. Ranger, a keeper of a forest. So now let's move to the next scene, that is scene number 11. That is scene number 11. Now let's see what happens in scene number 11. What Ranger saying to the Jim and Molly and to the family. Let's see that. The airline wants to fly your goose south for free. The airline wants to fly your goose south for free. Since you saved the wild goose, the airline wants you to have this box for free too. Since you saved the wild goose, the airline wants you to have this box for free too. Means you saved the wild goose, that's why airline wants your goose fly for the free, and airline is giving you this box for free too. So my dear students, do you remember what I told you while explaining this scene? This scene is telling us that whenever you are helping any needy person, any animal, any bird who needs help, who is injured, so without delay, you should help them. If you will help them, Allah will also help you. In this lesson only, in a previous scene, we have seen that mother and Molly both were worrying about the price of the crate, about the price of a wooden box, that it is very expensive, how can we buy like that? They were having some questions. So here you can see, in this scene, Ranger is saying that the airline wants to fly your goose south for free and you saved the wild goose, so the airline wants you to have this box for free too. So both are replying happily, this is such good news. This is such good news. Means they both are happy after listening this. Now let's see what happens in scene number 12. The ranger put a band around the leg of the goose. The ranger put a band around the leg of the goose. Then he put the goose inside the box and made sure that the goose was comfortable. The ranger put a band around the leg of the goose. Then he put the goose inside the box and made sure that the goose was comfortable. Now, Molly is having one question. Let's see what is the question of Molly. Will the other geese be mean to him because he couldn't fly south with them? Will the other geese be mean to him because he couldn't fly south with them? Now let's see what Ranger is replying to the Molly. The other geese in the flock will take him in. The other geese in the flock will take him in. I have put a band on his leg. You can see here. Ranger has put the band. I have put a band on his leg. So we will know if we ever see him again. So we will know if we ever see him again. The meaning of the flock is given here. Flock means here in the lesson a group of geese. A group of geese. Now let's see the last scene. See here, after saving the wild goose, how they both are happy, Jim and Molly. And still they both are talking about the goose only. Maybe he will remember us. Maybe he will remember us. We will surely remember him. We will surely remember him. Maybe he will fly back here. Maybe he will fly back here. We will watch for him. We will watch for him. So, my dear students, this was the reading session. But let me give you a reminder of the moral of the story. That is, anytime be ready to help anyone. Any needy person, any poor person, any injured bird or animal. If you help someone, Allah always helps you. So, my dear students, in this session, if you are having any doubt, Feel free to message me on my WhatsApp number. I will solve your doubts. So, we will meet in our next session. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.